What's up, guys? Jordan here from Show Me Vegas. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Strip. Hey, it's time for part 2. More specifically, Center Strip Part 2. This is the series where I show you the sights and sounds, the places to stay, the things to do, and the pros and cons of each area of Las Vegas. Center Strip was a bit too much to handle in one video, so I left off last time right across the street at Treasure Island. I'm here now at Palazzo and we're gonna head south. It's 104 degrees outside today, going up to 109, so we're gonna do as much of this inside as we can. Let's roll. Alright, just like last time, let's define Center Strip. In part 1, I defined it as everything between Harmon Avenue and Sands Avenue. In part 1, we explored the entire west side, from Aria to Treasure Island. In this video, part 2, we're going to start at Palazzo and work our way all the way down to Planet Hollywood. Alright, like I said, part 2 begins here at the Palazzo. This lobby used to be beautiful. It could be once again, but right now, construction wall. This hotel opened in 2008. It was developed by Sheldon Adelson to accompany his Venetian resort. This was the second tower. I consider it to be two separate properties. We have stayed here before. Let me show you around a little bit, and then we'll keep moving south. Now bear with me, yes, I am going to show you parts of these hotels, but I'm also going to promote our own videos on our own channel. We have videos about most of these hotels, and that's where you can find out more information, although I am going to hit the highlights in this video. Of course, as a high-end hotel, the Palazzo has a high-end dining lineup, and this is one of their most popular. This is Mott 32, which is very high-end Chinese, very popular, gets really great reviews. Now, I don't know exactly why, but I didn't used to like this casino. I love this casino now, and I greatly prefer it to the casino over at Venetian. It's a little more laid back here while still having all the games. It's humongous, and it just has a great vibe. They also have here a Grand Lux Cafe. Now, this one's not open 24 hours, but over at Venetian, the one there is open 24 hours. That sits right next to the Palazzo Theater. This is where Shin Lim moved after the Mirage closed. Shin Lim gets phenomenal reviews. That's a show that's on my bucket list for sure. Like I said, we stayed here one time before and we made a video about it. I actually had to look it up. It was last summer. When you come to Vegas this often, you kind of forget when you stayed where. That video is still very relevant. We had a great stay, so check that video out. I'm going to put a link in the description box down below. All right, let's go check out the sister property here, the Venetian. It's not exactly the Bellagio Conservatory, but this atrium that connects Venetian and Palazzo is very popular. It's where you're going to find the waterfall and the love sign. Upstairs is the entrance to the Grand Canal Shops. Downstairs is Restaurant Row. These two properties are connected by this hallway. We're going to stay downstairs and use Restaurant Row. Upstairs, the Grand Canal Shops. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. It's the best place in Las Vegas to get lost. Before you get into the Venetian, about midway down the Restaurant Row, you're going to find this hallway. This takes you to the Las Vegas Sphere. It's an indoor bridge. It says no Sphere access today, so I'm not sure if it's under construction or if there's an event going on. But in addition to the Sphere, you're going to find the Venetian Convention and Expo Center down here. And directly above us is St. Mark's Square and the Grand Canal Shops. You know what? Rather than just tell you, let me take you upstairs and show you. And here is St. Mark's Square. This is pretty much the epicenter of the Grand Canal Shops. This is a cool place to hang out. Some great restaurants in here, including this one, Brera Osteria. They do a great happy hour in there. It's called Aperitivo Hour. Right over here, this is also one of my favorite little places to stop in for a drink or a happy hour bite. Really cool up here. All right, let's head back downstairs to Restaurant Row and continue on to the Venetian. Funny story, after I came down that escalator and started toward the Venetian, I passed a guy who I was certain was Nate Bargatze. I'm not gonna lie, I actually turned around and tailed him for just a minute while I Googled his show schedule, because I know he does perform at the Wynn some, and if he was in town tonight, I was gonna approach this guy and find out if that was him. It was gonna be an epic picture for this video, but he's not in town tonight. As far as his show schedule, doesn't mean it wasn't him. All right, I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna tell everybody I saw him. In the meantime, we get to the end of Restaurant Row, we come right out onto the Venetian casino floor, which is one of the busiest in Vegas. This is late June 2025 and tourism is down. Vegas is dead, they say. Well, tell that to the Venetian. This, by the way, is a Monday afternoon at about 1 o'clock. Ashton and I stayed here at the Venetian even more recently than Palazzo. It was December 2024, so that video is even more relevant. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to check out that video to find out more about this hotel. In the meantime, there's something brand new here that wasn't open then that is now that I want to go check out. It's Via Food Hall. Here it is, Via Food Hall. This looks great, and it is bustling on this Monday afternoon. Right over here, you got Turkey and the Wolf. Over here, Alantico Venaio. That's a sandwich shop. Right back here, Scar's Pizza, and I will tell you, spoiler, I just had a slice of pizza from there for a pizza video that I'm filming, part 2 of my pizza quest. I can't tell you how it was, but okay, I can tell you how it was. It was pretty good. All right, that video will come out in the future, so be subscribed so you see that. Over here's Howlin' Ray's, that is hot chicken. Right over here is Ivan Ramen. And right over here, BS Taqueria. I've heard good things about most of these outlets, and if the business in here on a Monday afternoon is any indication, this food hall is already a pretty big hit. All right, back out into the Venetian. All right, I can't spend too much time in each place or else this video would get really long. There's a lot to see here on the east side. I'm gonna head upstairs and go outside, brave the heat on the Las Vegas Strip. We're gonna walk outdoors for a little while. The next stop is Casino Royale. I gotta tell you, some of these videos are absolutely pavement pounders. Palazzo to Planet Hollywood is a very long way. Thankful that my energy levels are sky high since I started taking my AG1. AG1 is the sponsor of this video, and I want to show you how I start every single day in Vegas or otherwise. It's no secret anymore, I absolutely love this stuff. This is my AG1 and this has been a game changer for my life. I've been taking this every day for the last 4 months or so and I will not miss it. I take it religiously. It has improved so much of my physical life. My digestion is better, my mood is even improved, and my energy levels are through the roof, which at this age, I've really needed that boost in energy. This stuff is made with more than 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. There's probiotics, there's prebiotics. It's a great supplement to my diet. It fills the gaps in my nutrition, which I really need, especially when I'm here on the road. Speaking of being on the road, I love the new travel pack design. This is a no-mess way to travel with your AG1. Like I said, I take them everywhere with me. Now is the best time to get started with AG1. Get started for less than $3 a day when you subscribe. Click the link in my description box down below or scan the QR code that's on the screen. Every new subscriber gets more than $76 worth of extras, including a canister to keep your AG1 in the fridge at home, a shaker bottle, a scoop, some other cool stuff. I can't imagine you would regret getting started on AG1. It's been that important to me, and now I want you to feel the same way. Thanks once again to AG1 for sponsoring this video. Now is a perfect time to stop and take a look at the construction progress on the guitar tower over there at the Hard Rock. The Mirage is semi-cleaned up. They've got all the letters off of it. They've taken that film off the windows. Now you can see the construction progress, and they are probably 5 to 8 stories high on that. It's looking pretty substantial. It's going to be 600 feet tall, so it is going to be humongous. Looking forward to that, actually. Thank goodness the moving walkways are working today. It is hot, but it's a dry heat. Something to note out here is Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Ashton and I went in there one time, and actually we rather enjoyed it. If you get a discount, it's probably worth it. If you have to pay full price, maybe not. One other thing I wanted to mention before we get away from the Venetian is that if you're staying here at Venetian or Palazzo, you have great access to Walgreens. Both properties have their own Walgreens. That is an awesome feature. Even if you're staying at a high-end hotel, you want to save a little bit of money here and there. Coming soon to the Venetian here just outside Madame Tussauds is Five Guys Burgers. So soon you'll have another expensive burger place. Exciting. On the left as we head toward Casino Royale is that Walgreens I mentioned. This is the Venetian Walgreens. Right past that is a White Castle. So you can get your cheap burgers here or your expensive burgers soon at Five Guys. And here we are, Casino Royale. Casino Royale is a dive, no doubt, but it's kind of a fun dive. They're known for a couple of things like cheap beers at the bar by the strip entrance. Also, there are some cheap eats here at the back. Let me show you. At the back of the casino, there is a Pizza Hut, a Subway, and then a foot-long hot dog place that sells $3.99 foot-long hot dogs. That price has gone up over the years, but still a great value. I dig the way everything's packed in here, and the thing I like most about this place is this awesome ceiling. Check this out. I've been coming to Vegas for about 15 years, and I can remember when these were $1 here at Casino Royale. They're still not a bad deal. $3 for a domestic. Unfortunately, it was served in glass, so I've got to finish this before I leave here. Oh well, it gives me time to show you just a couple more things here at Casino Royale before we move on. Number one, if you join Club Royale, that's their Players Club, the first $20 is on us. You get $20 in free play just for joining. I'm already a member, so I'm not eligible for that. Right over here it says Hotel Front Desk. This is a Best Western hotel. Never have had the chance to stay there or the desire, quite frankly. But the videos I've seen, it looks like a basic Best Western. These stairs right here take you upstairs to the Best Western guest rooms. I guess if I've got to take a break to have my beer, whoa, that's cool. I guess if I've got to take a beer break, I may as well put some money in a slot machine, right? I have this chance now because Ashton hates this game. I love this game. Let's throw a few bucks and see what happens. I think 40 ought to be enough to win a jackpot, right? You know how we do it. Look at that, already up 75 cents.
Two more for the bonus.
Come on now. All right, I'm not going to bore you guys with slot play. I'm going to play this 40 bucks down, and then I'll let you know if I win anything.
A few moments later.
Look up.
No way. I got $37.50 on the wheels. Every time the gold bar drops, I get $37.50.
3 games
Let's
start.
go.
1, 2 go. One more bonus.
Re-trigger, baby. Re-trigger, baby. Come on now. Come on now. This could get real lucrative real fast if I re-trigger this. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Re-trigger. 5 more free games.
Casino Royale for the win, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now it's gonna be $39 every time the gold bar shows up. You see why I like this game, guys? I still have 11 more free spins. $39 every time one of those drops. Here we go, baby.
2 go. 2 more bonus.
Oh, baby.
You won 3 go.
That's another $117. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we don't need to play through all that. Let's just keep the spins going.
1 goal. 2 goals.
Oh my goodness.
You won 2 goals.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm good, thank you. And you see how this goes. $78 more. By the way, this is on a $1.50 bet, guys.
1 goal.
That's
You
another
won
39.
1 goal.
I'm getting kind of greedy though. One's not good enough for me.
5. 1 goal.
39
2 goals.
more, 78
You won
more.
2 goals.
This is pretty lucrative, I must say.
6. 2 goals.
Oh my.
2 goals.
Oh my. 117 more.
4 goals. You won 4 goals.
Sorry for all the sound effects here, guys, but this is one of the bigger hits I've ever had on a slot machine. I don't even know what I'm up to right now. Oh my goodness. Let's drop some more gold.
1 goal.
Oh my.
You won 1 goal.
Where am I at? I can't see. Oh, I'm up to $659. Sorry for the audio, but I've never had a hand pay before. I have 5 spins left, and this might be the one. This might be the one. You know what? I'd rather would stop at about $1,100 though. All right, I took a little break to text Ashton. I'm up to $800+ now. Still have 2 more free games.
11.
We're gonna be short of a hand pay, which is all right. No taxes
You won
on
1
this.
goal.
There it is. 1 more gold, $39 more. And here's the end result. Well, I guess you could say it was a good thing I stopped in for a beer here at Casino Royale and put 40 bucks in the machine, because cashing out $905. 40 in, 905 out. This, believe it or not, is the biggest win I've ever had on a slot machine in Las Vegas. Almost 50 trips. Thank you, Casino Royale, for the $3 beer and the $865 win. On to the next. Next stop, Harrah's. It gets a little bit forgotten, but just outside Harrah's, there's also a McDonald's, a Panda Express, and a Chipotle. They're all kind of sandwiched right in here between Casino Royale and Harrah's. Great stop if you're looking for some cheap eats. Speaking of forgotten, Harrah's gets a little bit forgotten on the Las Vegas Strip, although it is a relatively nice place. I will say it seems like video poker is kind of harder and harder to find on the Strip these days, but Harrah's has a great selection. This is just inside the Strip entrance on the north end of the casino. This over here on the right is a sign of the post-COVID times. This lineup is where the buffet used to be here. Closed after COVID, never reopened, like so many of the buffets on the Strip, especially at Caesars properties. And while they no longer have a buffet here at Harrah's, they do have one notable restaurant. This is Ramsay's Kitchen by Gordon Ramsay, of course. Say what you will about celebrity chef restaurants, we rather like Gordon Ramsay. I will say though, Hell's Kitchen, way better than this version, in my opinion. Pizza Cake by Buddy Valastro is pretty popular here on the Strip. I had a slice in there yesterday as part of my Pizza Quest Part 2 video, which isn't out yet. I guess you'll just have to wait and see what I thought about Pizza Cake. And of course, if you've heard nothing else about Harrah's, you've definitely heard of the Piano Bar, at least I hope so. Piano Bar is right up here next to the Carnival Court, and they always have live music in here, including Big Elvis. This is where Big Elvis performs. As a matter of fact, he's performing right now. One of my favorite things here at Harrah's is the sports book. It's actually quite nice. I have stayed here, of course, and I did make a video about it. And as always, I'll link it in the description box down below. Time to be moving on. Next stop, the Linq. Exiting Harrah's and headed toward the Linq. One thing of note right here is Carnival Court. Closed right now on this Monday afternoon, but this is a pretty cool place to hang out. They have flair bartenders at this bar right here, and they have a big stage in the back. Some pretty cool bands play there. They also have outdoor table games here. Again, not on this Monday afternoon, but a super cool place if you catch it while it's open. All right, into the Linq, which has a pretty interesting history. We'll talk about it when we get in there. So this is the Linq. By 2025, this is pretty much purely a party hotel. Definitely a younger vibe in here, but this used to be the Imperial Palace, if you remember that. Now I have some weird bits of knowledge up here in the old noggin, but none possibly weirder than this. The Imperial Palace was once owned by a man named Ralph Engelstad, and he was apparently a Nazi. That's right, he had a Nazi memorabilia collection that he housed here at the Imperial Palace. He was once even fined $1.5 million by the Nevada Gaming Commission for holding Adolf Hitler birthday parties at his hotel, the Imperial Palace. He claims he wasn't a Nazi. He claims it was just a joke. He was just celebrating new additions to his collection. But come on, who collects Nazi memorabilia if they're not a Nazi sympathizer? That is just bizarre. All right, let me show you around a little bit, and I'll tell you about the last time I stayed here. One of the great new things here at the Linq is Disco Show. This is by Spiegelworld. It's upstairs where the old sports book used to be. It sat empty for a long time. Now it's there, and they also have a bar called 99 Prince, also Diner Ross. They look super cool. This is, again, on our bucket list. Man, there's a lot of things on our bucket list. We better get going. Inside the Linq, you're going to find O'Shea's. You've heard about that famous frozen Baileys here in Vegas. This is where you're going to find it, right here at this bar. O'Shea's used to be its own casino, but that's long gone. Now it's just a portion of the Linq Casino. So I stayed here, I think it was about 2 summers ago, and I got a pretty nice suite because of a mishap at check-in. Check that video out. Of course, I'm going to link it in the description box down below. But I really actually kind of like the vibe around here. It's certainly not a nice luxury hotel, but for what it is, for what it costs, it's really not a bad option, and it's very well located. Here on the casino floor, you're going to find the entrance to Hash House A Go-Go. That is their strip location. Some people like to poo-poo this. Did I just say that, poo-poo it? Yeah, some people like to downplay this. I think Hash House A Go-Go is great. Huge portions. It's a fun place to eat. The Linq is, of course, situated on the Linq Promenade. It's one of 2 hotels that border it. In the Linq, you'll find the entrance to the Flylink zip line. That's the zip line that runs the entire course of the promenade. Speaking of the promenade, let's go outside and have a look. And this is the Linq Promenade. This is a great pedestrian mall here in between the Linq and Flamingo. For reference, we are directly across the street from Caesar's Palace. Now, I could spend an entire video talking about the Linq Promenade, and maybe I will in the future, but for now, I'm just going to show you a couple of the highlights, then we'll move on to the Flamingo. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about on the Linq Promenade, but 2 things in my mind are essential. It is home to one of Las Vegas In-N-Out burger locations, the only one on the Strip so far, and then the High Roller. The High Roller, to me, is one of the best attractions in Las Vegas. It takes a half hour to get around, and if you play your cards right and buy your tickets the right way, you can get it for $30-ish. Well worth it, in my opinion. Run, don't walk, to try the High Roller if you haven't done it before. Something else here on the Linq Promenade that people go crazy for is this. This is I Love Sugar. It's an insane candy store on the ground floor, but upstairs there's a bar that serves those crazy cocktails that have all the gummy bears and the dry ice. Never tried one of those. I can't handle that much sugar, but if you've been looking for it, here it is, right here on the Linq Promenade, right next to the entrance to the Flamingo. That's where we're headed next. Flamingo, or as some people affectionately refer to it, or maybe not so affectionately, as the Dirty Bird. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this hotel because I really do want to like it, but they did serve up the worst experience I've ever had in a hotel room a couple of years ago. Now, I did stay here again just the night before last, and I stayed in a super cool suite that I paid for, by the way, and I put that video out last week. So check out that video if you want to see more about the Flamingo. For now, let's just hit the highlights. One of the brand new things here at the Flamingo is this. This is Havana 1957. I did eat here 2 nights ago. It's in that video I just mentioned, so you want to see what it was like. Again, check out that video. For a lower end hotel, the Flamingo now has a pretty great dining lineup, including this. This is Bugsy and Myers Steakhouse. And then there's this, the second Gordon Ramsay burger location on the Strip. The other is over at Planet Hollywood, and we'll see that later. This one is brand new, and it has a cool outdoor patio right along the Strip. And then there's this is Pinky's by Vanderpump, opened within the last year. Like everything Lisa Vanderpump does, it has over-the-top cocktails and a great food menu. I had a drink in there in my Flamingo video, so once again, go check it out. The Flamingo has a great vibe and a cool old-school casino, but it is a very budget-conscious hotel, so just know that your experience may vary. You might get a good room, you might get a bad room. That's just how it is when it comes to these lower tier properties. All right, out of the Flamingo and on to the next, which is the Cromwell. The Cromwell to me has such a cool aesthetic, and it could be so much more, but the hotel product doesn't live up by 2025. But that's about to change because Caesars announced earlier this year that this is going to become the Vanderpump Hotel. I'm excited for that. I think everything Lisa Vanderpump has done in Vegas so far has been phenomenal. Now we get to see it soon in a full-scale hotel product. This is going to be cool. No word yet as to whether this is going to remain part of the Vanderpump Hotel, but Giada, the restaurant by Giada de Laurentiis, is right upstairs. I ate up there whenever I stayed at the Cromwell, and I had a really nice meal. Overpriced, yes, but that's a celebrity chef restaurant for you. One thing that's already different here at the Cromwell is this. There's a Starbucks on the casino floor now. This used to be called Eat Well, and it was just operated by Caesars. They had sandwiches, pastries, coffee, that sort of stuff. They did away with that. Now it's just a commercial giant, another Starbucks on the Strip. And not my scene at all, but this is also home to Dre's Nightclub and Beach Club. Those are upstairs. Dre's After Hours is actually in the basement here. If you know your Vegas hotel history, you know this used to be the Barbary Coast. After that, it was Bill's Gambling Hall and Saloon. Then Caesars changed it over to the Cromwell. Now it's going to be Vanderpump. A lot of changes have taken place on this corner of the Strip. All right, let's get back outside and keep heading south. Next up is Horseshoe. The Horseshoe's front yard has been crowded for a while, mostly by construction walls, but the walls are finally down, and we have 2 great new additions to the Las Vegas Strip. First was Ole Red, which has been open for a while now. That is a fantastic country western bar by Blake Shelton. Right over here is Bottled Blonde. That is brand new, just opened a few days ago. Why don't we go inside and have a beer, take a load off, before we continue this tour on into the Horseshoe. Sorry, the light's terrible right here, but I got in here to Bottled Blonde and there's nothing going on. And I sat down at the ground floor bar for some stupid reason. This is a rooftop bar. There's a rooftop bar up on the 3rd floor that I probably should have gone to because there's no atmosphere down here. It's only been open 3 days, but Old Red was an instant hit. This doesn't appear to be that way, but I'm gonna drink my $15 beer. Yeah, you heard that right. And then I'll go upstairs and at least get you views of what the upstairs rooftop patio looks like. Well, I tried to go to the upstairs bar and it doesn't even open till 4 p.m. Look, I know it's a weekday and it's just not very busy here, but Old Red is in full swing and there's plenty of people in there. Bottled Blonde off to a rough start here in Las Vegas. All right, let's go into the Horseshoe. Along the way, let's take a look at the Grand Bazaar shops. Once again, I can't show all of it to you. There's just not enough time, but I will show you a couple of things. Right up here in the corner of the Grand Bazaar shops, there's a CVS. You can see it sticking up over that building right there. There's also a lot of good cheap eats out here. Of course, you see a Subway, but there's a lot of little hole-in-the-wall eats out here that are actually really good. And also some not so hole-in-the-wall places like Giordano's Pizza right here. This is kind of a tough place to eat in the summertime though because it's outside. You've also got Dave's Hot Chicken, and this I think is brand new. This is Smelly Cat. This is a karaoke bar and live music venue right here at the base of the escalators that go into the Horseshoe. Then of course right over here you've got a Wahlburgers and a Dirt Dog. There's also a Fat Tuesday, and right down here is Fuel Bar, which is pretty popular. They're always handing out 2-for-1 tickets right here, so never pay full price if you go to Fuel Bar. Oh, you know what? They're not just handing them out right now, they just say, hey, take one. You know what, why not just lower your prices? I don't know. Not sure if I even mentioned it, but that beer back there at Bottled Blonde was 15 bucks. After tax and tip, it was a $20 beer. And I was just saying earlier today in a different video to vote with your wallet. If you think something is outrageous, just don't buy it. I guess I should practice what I preach. Although, I'm making a video here and I kind of wanted to show you the new place. Oh well. All right, welcome to the Horseshoe. You probably knew this used to be Bally's, and if you are a Vegas history buff, you probably knew that this used to be the MGM Grand, the original MGM Grand. Now, only if you're a nerd like me do you know these details. Back in 1980, this was the site of one of the deadliest hotel fires in U.S. history. A fire started in a cafe that was closed here on the ground floor, back when this was the MGM Grand. It spread into the casino. It spread across the casino floor so fast it reached speeds of up to 100 miles an hour, and a fireball blew out the front doors. A terrible chapter in Vegas history for sure, but one to which we owe current day hotel safety standards. One reason this hotel is kind of an afterthought is within the hotel itself there really aren't very many dining options, although there is this Jack Binion Steak. That's the fine dining steakhouse here on property. Downstairs here there is a pretty good food court, and this hotel is attached to the monorail, but one thing I love about this hotel is this ceiling right here, which I'm pretty sure dates all the way back to the original MGM Grand days. Down here in the basement level of the Horseshoe, I mentioned that there is a food court. It's down this hall. But there's also something down here I really like. This is the Cabinet of Curiosities. This is a great little cocktail lounge. And within there is a little speakeasy called The Lock. Also down there by the food court, you can actually walk out the street level, and right across the street is the Stage Door Casino and Batista's Hole in the Wall. And if you want to walk to Ellis Island from the Strip, this is your best starting point. Just go out these basement doors, and it's a pretty short, easy walk. This is late June 2025, so the World Series of Poker is currently going on. It's split between here and Paris. You can see the convention center and the ballrooms are taken up by those poker games right now. Now, I have stayed here at the Horseshoe one time, and of course I made a video, I'll link it in the description box down below, but something I didn't say in that video because I thought it was a little too hokey. A lot of you are going to say this is stupid, don't roast me in the comments, this is merely my experience. But during that stay, I didn't like being in the upper floors of this hotel. I mentioned that hotel fire and how many victims there were, and I didn't think that would affect me in any way. Normally it wouldn't. But I felt a sense on those upper floors that I can't explain, and I can't deny it either. There was a sense of dread in my hotel hallway and in my room that I am normally not sensitive to, but I had here. It is what it is, just my personal experience. I can't explain it, like I said, but I did find out after the fact that the floor I stayed on was the floor where the largest number of victims from that fire were found. And also, my room was at the very end of the hall, right next to the stairwell. The stairwells in this hotel were where most of the victims were found. They were trying to escape, trying to get away from the smoke, and they died in the stairwells. That's super creepy. All right, I hate to be such a downer. Let's move on to the next hotel and lighten the mood a little bit. I really don't want to go back out to the street to get down to the next property, and thankfully I don't have to. Horseshoe and Paris are linked by this interior hallway. It's kind of a shopping mall. There's some restaurants along the way. Let's go check it out. As we cross under this archway right here, we are now officially in Paris, Las Vegas. I mentioned the World Series of Poker was being split between here and the Horseshoe. Here's the Paris side of it, right back here in all these ballrooms. Paris Hotel and Casino, a fully Parisian-themed hotel right here on the Las Vegas Strip. This place is pretty awesome. I stayed here last night and I'm staying here tonight. I'm in the process of making that video right now, so rather than reinvent the wheel, let's just do the lazy thing. I'm going to import some B-roll that's meant for that video, which, by the way, will come out after this one. So don't forget, make sure you're subscribed and turn on that notification bell. Enjoy a little B-roll here at Paris, and we're going to head on to our last stop, which is Planet Hollywood. All right, I'm sure by now Future Jordan has put together a B-roll montage for you to enjoy on Paris. We're going to head outside. We're going to take the sidewalk outside over to Planet Hollywood. There are some things for me to show you along the way. Well, the wind has kicked up and it's trying to rain on me a little bit. Hopefully the wind doesn't interfere with the microphone too much. On the left here is Alexa's. This is a great indoor-outdoor dining spot here at Paris. It's Italian, but there's also plenty of other stuff on the menu like steaks and seafood. Like I said, great outdoor option. They also have some great cocktails in there. Some pretty famous Bloody Marys and a disco ball cocktail. Right above that, you can't really see it, but I'll show you the entrance here in just a second, is Beer Park. That is a great outdoor rooftop view. It overlooks the Bellagio fountains from the other side of the strip, and that's an awesome place. We love it. Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino is kind of surrounded by the Miracle Mile shops. We have a decision to make. Planet Hollywood or the Miracle Mile shops, which one to do first? Let's go into the casino first. Planet Hollywood. I've never loved this casino, but I do like the hotel overall. I had a really nice stay here. This is the old Aladdin. First it was the old Aladdin, which was torn down. It was rebuilt as this, which was named the Aladdin at first. Later the name was changed to Planet Hollywood. They got rid of the Moroccan theme. It's now a Hollywood theme. Still a pretty cool place, even if I don't really care for the casino. Let me show you around a little bit. This is one of the newer additions here to Planet Hollywood. This is the glass bar. It used to be Heart Bar in this space. They tore that out, replaced it with this one, which is absolutely beautiful. However, I will say Caesars properties have really jumped the shark when it comes to cocktail prices. Cocktails here, like most Caesars Center bars, going to cost you in the $25 to $27 range. The resident show here is Criss Angel, Mind Freak. I've not heard almost anything good about this show, although I've not heard anything good about Criss Angel in a few years. Tell me in the comments below, have you seen Criss Angel? Would you recommend it? Up here on the second floor, Strip House is their steakhouse, which you don't hear much about, but this place has quite a bit of buzz. This is Caramella. This is a brand new restaurant as of just a few months ago. This is owned by Tao Group, and they have an outstanding outdoor patio that has a great view of the Bellagio fountains. Hey, guess what? I've stayed here too. And hey, guess what? I made a video about it. I think the stay was in 2023. I don't know. They all blend together at this point. But this was a great mid-tier option. I was very impressed with my room for the price. And this place has a lot to offer. It's got a huge casino, a decent dining lineup, but what's best is it has easy access to the rest of the neighboring properties, including this ABC. I almost said this ABC store. I mean the Miracle Mile shops, which, like I said, surround this casino. There is an ABC store out there, and that's a great benefit. Let's go check out the Miracle Mile shops, and we can mercifully be done with this long, long tour of the east side of the Center Strip. We are into the Forum Shops. This used to be Blue Moon Bar, but apparently now it's 50 Cent's Candy Shop Bar and Lounge. It is open, although not a lot going on here on this Monday afternoon. Right behind that is PH Live. That's a mid-sized theater that used to be known as the Bach Theater. It was Zappos Theater. A long time ago it was the Aladdin Theater. This place hosts some decent residents, although not as big a names as like the Dolby Lives or the Caesars Coliseum can pull in. Still a good venue. The Miracle Mile shops are, of course, a shopping mall that is not like your typical Vegas high-end shopping. This is more like your mall back home. I think it's even managed by Simon Properties. You're going to find approachable stuff in here. The Miracle Mile shops used to be known as the Desert Passage. Remember when I said Planet Hollywood used to be the Aladdin? Back then, this was a Moroccan-themed resort entirely, including these shops. They've changed most of it, but they left some of it back here. This is actually pretty cool. Theming, once again, going away in Las Vegas. Back here in this still-themed part, you're going to find some cheap eats you've probably heard about. Flights, La Salsa Cantina over there, and Blondie's. These aren't great, but they are affordable options, which are kind of going away in Vegas. Kind of going away? They have almost gone away. Also back here is the V Theater, and if you want a free show, they still do have a show that projects up on this ceiling. Not sure about the schedule. It's okay. If you happen to be by here when it's going off, it's worth a look. Otherwise, don't go out of your way for it. I said earlier these videos are pavement pounders, but I'm almost to the end. A couple of more things to show you here in the Miracle Mile shops, and then we will wrap this up. Walk far enough, or just the right direction, into the Miracle Mile shops, and you'll find an entrance to the Harrah by Hilton. This is that giant blue tower that sits just off the Las Vegas Strip to the east side. This is owned, like I said, by Hilton. There are timeshares in there, but you can also stay there just on a nightly basis. Want a free show? Don't expect to be blown away by this one, but this one, it dates back to the Desert Passage days. It rains from the ceiling into this pond a few times a day. You saw the deets on that sign back there. It's really nothing to look at, but believe it or not, people used to actually come back here just to see this. And of course, rest in peace, Ocean One Bar and Grill. If you know, you know. Finally, here at the Miracle Mile Shops, and finally on this tour, we come to Miracle Eats. This is the brand new food hall here at the Miracle Mile Shops. There used to just be a Fat Tuesday and a Lobster Me, which are still here, but they've expanded this into a full-on food hall. You've got Taco Terrian over there. You've got Carnegie Pizza, which I tried the other day as part of a pizza video. I won't spoil it, but it was a good slice. And over here is Dave's Hot Chicken. There also is going to be a Irv's Burgers, but that's not open yet. This is a nice addition to a place that already had a bunch of great cheap eats. Miracle Eats here at the Miracle Mile Shops. Ladies and gentlemen, I am toast. One thing I forgot to show you in the Miracle Mile Shops is right down this way. It's the ABC stores, and it's one of the most important parts, but I have sat down and this body doesn't want to get up again. So I'm going to end the tour right here. You know what? I'll just give you a clip of the ABC stores. Yeah, that place. That place is going to save you a ton of money. It's a big deal if you're staying at Planet Hollywood or anywhere around here. We've now covered the entire center strip. In part one, I showed you the west side. In part two, I showed you the east side. There is a lot here. Center Strip truly is Las Vegas. There is so much to see and do. I only scratched the surface on it in this video. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever we release new content here on the channel. Leave me a comment down below. What's your favorite part of Center Strip? What was your favorite part of both of these videos? And as always, I will see you in that next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.